Morning and welcome to the Freedom Zone with your host Candace. I'm here to set the truth free and talk about a few things maybe you hadn't thought of or heard. We've had quite a couple of weeks with the Adam Schiff Dog and Pony show, which has been I think, devastating to the Democrats because it's not getting done what they wanted to do. However, I wanted to start with talking about Eric Swalwell. It appears that he has been flatulent on camera, though he denies it. Can you imagine what would happen if Trump did that? I mean, can you just see Adam Schiff running out the door? Step aside, step aside, step aside. Yes, the president has passed gas. We will impeach him immediately for that. Whereas when Eric Swalwell did it, everybody just thought it was kind of funny, even though he wouldn't admit that he did it, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. But I can just imagine that would be an impeachable offense if Trump had done it. Of course, he would have said, yeah, I did it, so what? Because at least he keeps up with his own stuff. Anyway, I wanted to say that I'm very happy with all of our Republicans because they have stuck together. And I'd have to say that for the first time in my life, I've seen them stick together. Usually they kind of wuss out. They start out with big talk and then they end up wussing out. But they've been great. This time, though, our real stars have got to be Jim Jordan because he really busted some chops as he asked his questions. The major one that I really, really, really enjoyed listening to because he put it all out on the line was Mike Turner from Ohio. He asked this Soundland questions like, did anybody say this? Do you know that for sure? Blah, blah, blah. Well, how do you know? Well, I presumed. Well, that's nothing. Did anybody on this planet tell you that this was going to happen? So that was really awesome. Elise Stefanik was also a great one. She got him asked, especially with Adam Schiff. She was like, well, can I say this? Well, can I say that? Can I ask him this? Because, I mean, it's like, she starts out, good morning and thank you for coming. And he's like, wait. And I mean, she really was looking at him like, look, you've interrupted me 5 times. I've had about enough of that. I thought that was pretty great. But they thought they had some kind of great strategy and they were going to get Trump like immediately. Turns out, though, everybody that they've called up really hasn't been much, especially, I guess they thought that they could really bust in on the White House by calling, a couple of White House aides, Jennifer Williams and Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, were their supposedly star witnesses. They were going to, take it away and do the job. But it didn't work out that way. I personally don't understand why Lieutenant Colonel Vindman feels like his boss is his bureaucratic boss. Do we have a picture of Jennifer and Lieutenant Colonel Vindman? Because he's in active duty right now. There we are. He's in active duty right now. Well, the way active duty works is you have a sergeant, or, well, in his case, he's an officer, but you would have a general. The general would talk to another general and so on and so forth till you get to the president. If you didn't have that hierarchy in between, you would report directly to the president, especially if you're working in the White House. I personally think he should be busted down to a private and sent somewhere like Alaska because he was insubordinate to come up with all this little crybaby stuff he came up with, like he's in charge. And no, the president's in charge. Jennifer Williams, she happened to say, the thing the president has been saying over and over again, that we're not the only people who are supposed to protect people in Europe. Her quote was, the vice president did not specifically discuss the reason behind the hold, talking about a meeting they were going to have and some aid. But he did reassure President Zelensky of the strongest U.S. unwavering support for Ukraine. And they talked about the need for European countries to step up and provide more assistance to Ukraine as well. Well, that was not what they wanted to hear. They wanted to hear that the vice president said, if you don't give me A, I won't give you B. Well, see, that never happened. And it's because it never happened. And everybody that's gotten up there, they said, did this happen? Did that happen? No, no, no. And my take last week was that they tried to recreate the Kavanaugh trial with Zavanovich, but so far every one of their witnesses have fallen flat on their face because they're just not saying the things that they were hoping that they would say. And Adam Schiff ran out in the middle of a testimony yesterday and told CNN that he had him, that he was going to get him, and CNN ran a banner, that Sondland's testimony was going to impeach him and he had got him and blah, 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 which is not true. As I said, Mike Turner busted that. But you know who really needs to be on trial right now? You know who really needs to be investigated? And that would be Adam Schiff. Schiff, that sorry sack of Schiff. He has extreme ties to someone who hates America and hates each and every one of us and wants to see our country go down. And guess who? Guess who? Yeah, you're right. It's George Soros, that billionaire that his name keeps popping up every time the Democrats get in a scandal. Why is he always popping up? Well, George Soros is an old guy that doesn't like America. He's got lots of money to spend, and he wants to get things done according to his agenda, which is it's horrible, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but with Adam Schiff and Soros in 2017 by Breitbart, Soros was instrumental in helping fund the political rear of Representative Adam Schiff in California. We have a picture there of George Soros and that horrible face he has. He scary at best. Representative Adam Schiff, the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, was previously financially aided by George Soros financed MoveOn.org to win his congressional seat. And Schiff was also awarded the Toll Fellowship, which is sponsored by the Council of State Governments, a nonprofit that monitors federal government activities and is heavily financed by George Soros' Open Society Foundation. So that's his whole thing, the open borders, the one world government. That's his agenda, George Soros. And Adam Schiff is right on board. Because he's got Schiff is just determined that he is going to impeach the president. He's talked about it, for 2 years. He's been promising, we know that he has super duper information about how Trump is guilty, but we never have seen it. And I imagine that if he had it, it would be out there. But there's more about Schiff. In a largely forgotten history, Schiff's 2000 congressional campaign against Republican incumbent Jim Rogan was openly aided by MoveOn.org. On January 1, 2000, the Wall Street Journal reported on the radical group's fundraising efforts for Schiff. The congressional seat was particularly important since Rogan had gained fame after he was selected to be one of the 13 House managers in the 1998 impeachment case of Bill Clinton. Yes, because we had to treat Bill Clinton very properly, very nice, give him due process, let him have witnesses, let him bring his counsel into the impeachment process. But of course, we can't afford that to President Trump. And Rogan was supportive of Clinton's impeachment and became a hero in the Republican Party. Therefore, he was targeted when sneaky little Schiff, wanted to run for Congress out in California. So by 2000, MoveOn.org was raising $2 million for Democratic candidates, including more than $100,000 to help California Adam Schiff beat Congressman Jim Rogan. See, if you've got enough money to throw at things, it really, really helps. I mean, of course, we all know money helps, but especially in the political arena, and I guess as squirrely as California can be, they certainly aren't very conservative at all. But the thing is, you get a lot of money, you get your name out there. You get it out there a lot, and that makes a big difference. So that's how he ended up taking that seat from Rogan in 2000. But there's more Isn't that exciting? But wait, there's more. Now we have a White House official who is suing the magazine, or I guess it's a newspaper, magazine, whatever, called Politico. You may be familiar with it, alleging collusion with Adam Schiff. So not only is Schiff in with George Soros, now he is colluding, according to this guy's suit, with Politico. His name is Kash Patel. He's an official on the National Security Council, and he's suing Politico for defamation and accusing the news outlet of colluding with Adam Schiff. So it looks like the colluding, as usual, is done by Democrats, and Adam Schiff is leading the forefront. Patel said he alleged in a lawsuit filed Monday that Politico published two defamatory articles about him that were based on leaks of inaccurate information provided during the Trump impeachment inquiry in October. Can you imagine inadequate information, a leak that wasn't true? Two witnesses testified that Patel provided documents to Trump regarding Ukraine. Kash Patel said that he didn't do that, that was incorrect, and he serves as a senior counterterrorism official on the NSC and is suing the Virginia-based Politico for two articles alleging that he served as a back channel to Trump on Ukraine-related issues. And I'm glad to see this, because it's about time that people are unable to just say, hey, I saw you, run down the street yesterday and run over somebody, without any basis of fact, without any film, without anything, just because they decide to make up a story about Trump. And I'm sorry for anybody who works with Trump, and I applaud them, because they just make things up to try and get all kinds of, fame, fortune, any kind of bad story they can on the president. He says that the defendant's reporting was categorically and knowingly false, that they intentionally employed a artifice to defame him with intent to undermine the president's confidence in Kash and to further Schiff's impeachment inquisition. Imagine that. Well, who would do that? Her name was Natasha Bertrand, and she was a reporter there at Politico, and she published two stories based on alleged leaks and testimony of Fiona Hill and Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. Wow, we're back to Mr. I can't follow the chain of command in October. They said that he was passing negative information, and he denies that. And at no time prior to October 30th had Kash ever communicated with the president on any matters involving Ukraine. So for once, somebody's getting ready to bust some chops about making things up. I mean, we've had it so that it's completely and totally out of hand these days, with things just being made up, such as in the Kavanaugh trial. It's time to take a break, so we'll come back to that and more of Adam Schiff's dastardly deeds when we get back from the break. Thank you, and join us in the second half.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
I'm Jeff Riblett. President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Chevy in Jasper makes the holidays bright, and during the 2019 model year-end clearance sale, the savings are huge, like over $11,000 off 2019 Silverado crew cabs, or more than $6,500 off 2019 Chevy Colorados. 'Tis the season of giving, and we're giving you thousands off every Chevy during the 2019 model year-end clearance at Day Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Day Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, back. Candace, your host of Freedom Zone, where we set the truth free, whether you like it or not. We've got some talking points we were going over in the first half about Schiff, who is carrying on a great dog and pony show, wasting my money. And I don't know about you, but I'd like my money back because this is a big waste of time. But one of Adam Schiff's pet peeves with this whole entire thing that he's doing is we have to protect the whistleblower. But he says he doesn't know who the whistleblower is. So how do you protect somebody that you don't know who they are? That seems pretty hard. But there's a rumor or an alleged fact that there's a person named Eric Ciaramella, which in Italian means like a musical instrument. So I guess that would be perfect for somebody who's been singing like this guy to Adam Schiff. Personally, I'm not so sure that Adam Schiff isn't the whistleblower himself and he made all this up. But this Eric Ciaramella is supposedly a CIA analyst who was stationed in the White House at one point and worked closely with then Vice President Joe Biden on what? Matters related to Ukraine. Well, that's a coincidence, isn't it? He's met with the staff of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, before his whistleblower complaint, allegedly, because we can't say for sure he's a whistleblower. We're going to protect him, but we don't know who he is. He was purportedly the author of an email that showed what in the intelligence community, Inspector General Michael Horowitz might have called an indicia, which is like an indicator of inarguable conspiratorial bias. But since it all but accused President Donald Trump of coordinating with former FBI Director James Comey's firing with the Russians, I guess he has to take permissions to do anything, according to these people. He's also tied to someone else we talked about in the last hour, George Soros. George Soros, I said, is a Santa Claus for rural kids because he gives money like lollipops, throwing out hundreds of thousands. And but then, of course, if you go to Soros, I'm sure it's like a deal with the devil or something. But this guy has been considered the possible whistleblower. Okay, so I'm being told that I didn't say it right. It's charamella, an Italian word that means like musical instrument. And there's a specific region in Italy that the name is from or originates at, and it means like cheerleader, which musical instrument and cheerleader would probably describe him pretty well, because he's gone and stirred all this. Like I say, I'm not sure that the whistleblower isn't Adam Schiff himself. He's the one that said he had them fill out the whistleblower report, even though he said he never talked to the guy, and he says he never knew who the guy was. I still think it's Adam Schiff. It could be this Charamella. It could be, but he could have started it. They fired together or whatever they do to make up stuff, because they've been doing it quite well for quite a while. But hopefully this will be over soon, because I think yesterday the testimony just really flew that balloon flat, because it didn't, there was nothing other than Sondland's test to be presumed. And presuming is a lot like assuming, and you know what that is. It makes what out of you and me. So nothing really accomplished other than to waste my time and money. And I'd like my money, because I pay taxes, I work, and that's fine. I'm perfectly happy to support my government because it is my home. This is where we live. But I'm not here for you to waste my money. Yeah, they don't have real proof on. I mean, with Clinton, with Nixon, there was real proof that something had happened. With Trump, it's like Eric Farwell, passing gas on TV. He didn't do it, but actually, of course, Swalwell did. But I mean, it's nothing, and they're making a molehill out of a mountain out of a molehill, which is absolutely crazy. But since we're kind of getting tired of talking about Schiff and his dastardly deeds, let's talk about we love to hate. Our freshman congressman, one of which is Rashada Tlaib. Seems like she has a little bit of a problem with campaign violations for money. You may remember Rashada Tlaib is the one that's going to impeach our president and calls him a nasty name. Do we have a picture of Rashada? Because we certainly want her to get all the attention that she wants. There she is. Okay. It seems she was running for this position. She got in a tight for money, because I guess maybe George Soros isn't quite backing her yet. Maybe now he will. But he knows that she's a radical. She wrote a campaign that she needed to redirect some campaign funds into her personal accounts because she was struggling financially. So she thought that the campaign could some money, but she found out that she could actually be paid for her work, like in a stipend. So she asked for a payment of $5,000. Then she said she needed some more. She wanted something from $2,000 to $12,000. And it continues along that vein. And this is the problem that we have right now. If anybody has been paying attention, a lot of Trump's appointed positions in the cabinet, in the White House, have to be approved through Congress. And the thing is, they're not getting approved because they don't want to cooperate with him. So right now, what we have is a problem with the Federal Election Commission. And there's also a report of our other one that we love to hate, which is Ilhan Omar, her bestest BFF, also is in campaign finance violation. We have a picture of her because she needs attention too. Ilhan Omar. Yes, we might you might remember she's in an alleged adulterous affair, and it's with a guy that does campaign and stuff like that. So they've already received, FEC has already received one complaint about past payments to this man that she's allegedly having an affair with. That his wife, when she filed divorce, said that he was having an affair with her, and that she had given him almost $380,000 in 2 payments. That's really nice. I never have been able to give a boyfriend anything like that. Maybe dollars, but that's ridiculous. That's money that people are donating to you. The problem with both of these ladies, and I'm going to use that term a little bit lightly. I personally think they're ladies, but that's my opinion. The Federal Election Commission has to have 3 people. Well, it requires four votes in order to do something about any of these violations. It only has 3 members in it right now, and this is because it's supposed to be 6, and people who are supposed to approve them have not sent them through. The Senate is who confirms them, and they need to send them these people so that they can can check actions, because right now they're accepting reports, and there's probably quite a lot of reports, but they can do, because they have 4 out of 6 to investigate this, or no, we don't want to. So, once again, the resistance, quote unquote, is stopping business as usual and from going on. It needs to stop. So anyway, that's what we had for you today. I welcome you to reach out to me on my Facebook or Twitter or my email. You can find that out at fetchernews.com, how to get in touch with me. If you have anything interesting or you want to talk about any of the subjects we went through today. So I hope you have a great week. We're getting ready to come into the holiday week, so everyone drives, be careful, and remember, thankful. Candace at the Freedom Zone. I'll see you next week.